Hello friends, as promised I've come to you with the first video in my series on sustainable wedding planning. So for those of you planning your wedding in 2026, or maybe you just got engaged and you're looking at 2027, I'm going to be making a series of videos kind of talking about how you can plan sustainable weddings, or at least as much as humanly possible. So today I want to talk about venues. So thankfully we live here in Colorado. So there's lots and lots and lots of options for really green, really sustainable wedding venues. The first thing that pops up on my list is to choose one location to get married. So one location where you're getting ready, you're doing your ceremony, and then you're also going to be taking your photos there, and then you're having your reception there. That just cuts down on carbon emissions from having to drive, especially here in the mountains, from like one place to the next place to the next place. So if you can do everything in one location, again, here in Colorado, it's pretty easy to do that. For those of you who aren't in Colorado, it's a big money saver too, to just try to do everything in one place rather than bounce from location to location to location. All right, so point number 2 is going to be choosing outdoor venues. Again, here in Colorado, it's pretty easy to do. But if you choose to get married and also have your reception outside, that just cuts down on like AC costs, trying to cool down a place, electrical costs, trying to make it well lit, especially as it gets darker, kind of a thing. So yeah, trying to have like an outdoor space cuts down on like all those emissions, makes it more sustainable. Point number 3 would be to, if you are going to be getting married in the mountains, like here in Colorado, maybe try to set up some sort of carpool. Most of your guests are going to be flying into Denver, and they're going to be renting cars, and they're going to be driving into the mountains if you're getting married in like Breck or Vail or Aspen or any of those really super scenic locations. Even if it's going to be like around the Denver area or up in Boulder or Fort Collins or down in Colorado Springs, if you can really try to set up like carpool options, or maybe you have a shuttle that meets all of your guests at the hotel and shuttles people to your location up in the mountains. There's some really great options for that for like Sunrise Amphitheater, like up in Boulder, or going out to Breck. That way it just really cuts down the amount of cars and traffic and emissions, again, that we're putting into the atmosphere. So that's really good. And guests kind of like it, because a lot of guests coming from other far-flung locations come to Colorado. They're not used to driving in the mountains. So that's an option that your guests will most likely enjoy quite as well. And I'd say the final thing when it comes to like venues and like where you're actually getting married at, there is a green certification that venues can get through different organizations online. So kind of take a look and see if they recycle, if they have solar panels, if they really, really, really try to host sustainable weddings and to be green. I know one venue outside Woodland Park that I've worked with quite a bit, Pikes Peak Ranch, are really, really, really trying to be as sustainable as humanly possible. And it's tough in the mountains. Like, they don't get recycled surface, so they actually gather up everything and have to like take it off site someplace. Like, that's a lot of extra manpower. That's a lot of extra work. But the idea of being sustainable and really doing everything we can to protect the environment is so important to them that they're willing to pay that extra money, take that extra time, take those extra steps to be able to do things like that. Or like venues that compost, or venues that donate the food at the end of the night, or like whatever it may be. If you're interested in getting a sustainable wedding venue, really dig deep and see if they are going above and beyond, because especially here in Colorado, there are quite a few venues that do, and it's really important to them. And I know for me, when I was planning my wedding, having vendors that aligned with like my views and my thoughts on where I stood on certain issues was really, really important to me. And environmental sustainability and having things be as green as possible were a couple of things that were really important to me. So if it's important to you, I hope this video was somewhat useful. And I'm going to be making future videos going forward on the different aspects of wedding planning and how you can have a more sustainable wedding. For now, have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks, friends.